Okay, but see, client, you just said something though. You put your faith in God. You just.
Oh yeah.
What did you? How did you word it? You say you gave it over to God. What did you?
I trusted in Him to provide.
What does that mean?
So when I went through my divorce in 2008, I had never read a book in its entirety. I was never a reader. And when I went through that divorce and I had just 2 years of just hatred towards my ex-husband, it was consuming me. And I started going to Lakewood Church too. And during all of this, I needed to learn how to forgive my ex-husband. And so I read this book. I said it every day to get up at 4 a.m. I've always worked out. So I work out every morning, but then I would make myself read scripture every morning as well. And I would read a chapter in this Joyce Meyer book on forgiveness. And that's the first book I ever read in its entirety. I read the whole book on how to forgive people, and I forgave him. And literally, when I did that, it just changed my life. And because of that, once everything started turning around and I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, I started reading even more, because then I was like, wow, that was an accomplishment. I just read the book in its entirety. Like, I got all the way to the end. And so now I am an avid reader. I read all the time, because readers are leaders, they say. And that's how you get further, faster, is by modeling what other people have done. They write about it. It's lessons.
Yeah.
And so for me, I've been through so many trials and tribulations. My son, Justin, who is now 21, was only supposed to live to 4, maybe 4. He is only here by the grace of God. So I have no choice but to put my trust in him. Wow. Yeah. In fact, God has spared him 3 times now. He should have passed 3 different times. And he's still here at 21 and healthy. He's not on oxygen. He's not on anything, though he's only got 25% lung capacity.
Really?
Yes. And he's hilarious. You would never know it.
No, I met him. Wow.
Yeah, never know it. And so for me, I've been through even after my divorce, I got into a relationship with a physically abusive person. And that was like my darkest hour, I think, because he beat me up twice. And one of the beatings was like really bad. Like I should have been hospitalized. And I was bleeding like everywhere, my head everywhere. And at that point, I like got on my knees in my room one day and just surrendered. I was like, clearly I'm not doing something right. Like your will, not my own. And every day I get up and I pray and I start my day in scripture and prayer, and I'm regimented. I work out. I feed my mind, body, and soul every single day, period. And my life has never been the same. And it works for me. And it's like, you got to get up intentional. Like most people get up and they're in reactive mode. Some people don't get up on a schedule. They don't know what they're doing that day, or they get right on social media. It's like, for me, I'm not. I know I'm up at 3:45 now. 3:45, I know what time I'm going to start working out. I know what time I'm going to be done reading. I know what time I'm going to be in the shower. I know what time I'm leaving my house. I mean, it's done.
Wait, 3:45? 3:45
is what time I get up.
Okay, so I got to jump in for a second, because I shot one of your videos. It must have been about 2 years ago, and you were saying that you want to get up early, and I think at that time you made me get up at 6.
No. I've been getting up since 2010 at 4 a.m.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But whatever it was, the conversation, you said, yeah, I think if I get up a half an hour early. I remember you said half an hour early.
I started getting up at 3.
What time do you go to bed? What time do you go to bed?
Somewhere between 11 and 1.
Wow. So
I take a nap. But they say that there's a lot of people that are successful, high achievers, they don't sleep a lot. I function better if I sleep like 2 to 3 hours.
And then you take a nap somewhere.
No naps. No. And crazy, I have narcolepsy too. I can fall asleep like that.
Well, yeah, 3 hours.
But it works for me, and it doesn't work for everybody. And like when I train the agents in the office, and I'm like, everyone's always like, you're like a robot. Like you're just always on. Everything is like go. And it's not, I know I'm not normal. And I tell people that, I'm like, I know I'm not normal, but I believe it's because I've been through all that I have, that in my mind, I never feel that like secure.
Really?
No. I feel like at
even
all
now
times
with
it
your
can be
business,
taken.
your people. I mean, you have a whole bunch of stuff that should give you that security.
But think about it, especially now. We just acquired a property. And it's like, if in my mind, because I've been let down by so many people, if I don't do it, then it's not going to happen. And I know that's in my head. I know it's in my head, but I work at it every day just to try to trust. Trust is what that is. That it's going to happen. And it's a constant battle in my mind. Like even buying this property, though I knew that we had all the paperwork, I knew we had all the numbers, that everything needed to be fine. But it was that enemy in my ear, like, oh, you're not going to get the loan, you're not going to get the finance, and I needed to just trust. And but it was an everyday battle, like, I mean, anxiety.
Yeah.
Anxiety.
Wow.
And then when we finally did, like, I had tears coming down, and it was like, this is And you know, when I go to the property and we're just now moving in, I feel this peace. Like, it's like, oh my gosh. We were sitting there the other night and it has rocking chairs on it and you can see the sunset.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, I'm freaking out that we're sitting on this property.
Yeah.
But I know that we're supposed to be here. It has chickens too. There's chickens. There's a chicken coop. And it's like, oh. And I, you know, at first when we got the property, Paul, who's my partner, he was like, we're getting rid of these chickens. I'm like, we're not getting rid of the chickens. It's atmosphere. People can come do video and it's aesthetically pleasing. There's chickens.
That's right.
Kids are going to want to see the chickens and they're going to do videos. So it's like, this is a whole new entity. So what we've done now is started a whole nother business. So in addition to our real estate company,
of course,
now we have an event center. And so now we're going to be doing weddings.
Oh my God.
Yeah, bridal showers. We're going to do kids' birthdays because my granddaughter, her name is Victoria, the one who we named the Hub 510 after, she's a pig. She eats nonstop. And so her nickname is Piggy. And so we've got a section in the event center called Piggy's Place. And it's hot pink. I have the logo all designed, and we're going to do kids' parties there. And you can do video, be like, live from Piggy's Place.
Again, outside. I have on my calendar, my Google Calendar, every day. You know, sometimes you hear a great saying. And I usually just, okay, it's great, but I never do it. So now I put these, I have 7 great sayings at the beginning of each day that I love. So every day my calendar says something.
I love that.
Okay? One of them is, because everybody hates to do something new.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, what is this? The saying is something like, and I should know it because I see it once a week, but only with growth is there hope for tomorrow. So because sometimes you have a good day, but did you grow?
Yeah.
Did anything get better? Because if not, and if sometimes you had a bad day, but you got a new client.
Yes.
So just you got a new client. That's awesome. That's hope for tomorrow. Hope for tomorrow. And then there's another one I like that talks about again being uncomfortable. Only in your discomfort do you learn. I forgot what it is, but
powerful.
But you just had an alarm go off. And what was the 3 words on the alarm? So the alarm.
Peaceful.
Yeah.
Peaceful is number 1. Fulfilled and excited. And the purpose of the 3 words is a book that I read in January it's basically the habits of high achievers. And what it challenges you to do is, if you think of like your perfect life and your perfect inner feeling, like what are 3 words that you would love your life to be described as, or you to aspire to be like? And everyone has to come up with their own 3. Mine are peaceful, fulfilled, and excited. I want everything that I'm doing and everyone in my life to bring me peace, inner peace. It's got to give me inner peace. I got to be excited about it, and it has to be fulfilling. I'm not going to just get up and do something just for the hell of it, and I'm not going to go do something that I dread or with somebody that I don't want to be with.
Yes.
Hence a lot of things that I did in the last year. And so it's like, now I have alarms that go off 5 times a day, and I have them strategically when they go off. I know because how my mood works, especially since I have narcolepsy. I know when they need to go off, and so they come off, and it's just a reminder, and those 3 words come up. And it's a reminder you see them, you're like, hey, am I peaceful with what I'm doing right now? Am I excited? Is this fulfilling? And if it's not, then stop. Because only we can change what we're doing.
That's right.
And it reminds you, or my words remind me anyway, that we are in control of what we're doing. Period. If you're not happy doing what you're doing, you're not excited about it, well, stop.
There you go.
You don't have to do it. Stop. But people don't.
No,
they complain about it and they continue on. It's like, just stop. Do something else.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because people are afraid of change? They're afraid?
do. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's challenging.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so challenging. Like even this event center that we're doing, there's times, because we're having to build out a calendar of events and come up with different industries, and it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
Brand new ball game. And it's like, what was I thinking? But I swear, it's purposeful. I love it. We bring people together, and I think there's too many people that don't bring people together. There's too much of a divide in our world.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. We love, like, we do parties, we do events, even for our baby shower, like people, we do co-ed everything. And so the guys that were coming to the baby shower were like, I've never seen a baby shower like this in my life, because it's not a traditional thing. It's like, we do things that are fun. We bring good energy. And I think that when you have that, God just keeps telling me every day, if you build it, they will come.
Where does this all come from? Where does this attitude, were you like this when you were 17, 15? What were you like when you were a kid? Is this your attitude? Because people who are watching this are thinking, yeah, this is great, but that's not me, which is BS. I know it's not you, but there are successful people at all different levels. Is this who you are when you were a kid?
I think with me, as a kid, I was a brat. my household as a kid was very sterile-ish. My dad and I never said we loved each other. We didn't hug. If we did, it was just a small one. My mom and I did, and so I grew up like that. And I'm not like that at all. I'm the opposite in my house. I tell my kids I love them probably 5 times a day. People that I love, we hug, we embrace. I tell them that I love them every day.
So where did that come from, and where did the whole belief, the strong belief in God, where did that come from?
When Justin was born, and really it was even before Justin was born, because my ex-husband and I, prior to being in real estate, we took a little break there and we opened a tanning salon. And we had a tanning salon for 3 years. Didn't make any money, but we had one. And that's when my first son was born, and he worked in there with us. And and I didn't have a relationship with God. I always believed in God, but I didn't have a relationship. And people used to come in, clients, and talk. That I was like their therapist. And they would talk about their relationship and praying, and I just developed this hunger. And that's when I started going to church, when my son was 1.5 years old. And then it just grew deeper and deeper. And then when Justin was born, my special child, he was born on December 13th of 2000. He was not expected to make it through the night, Christmas Eve that year. He was still in the ICU. And so at that time, I was going to Second Baptist. My pastor came in Christmas Eve night and prayed over Justin that night, and Justin came out of it. Justin was spared Christmas morning, the year 2000.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So for people that don't believe, it's like, I have a miracle still to this day living with me. And he's 21. He'll be 22 years old this year, which is insane. He shouldn't even be here, but he is, and he's thriving. And so it's like, I don't. And I said this to someone the other day. A couple of my friends have been diagnosed with cancer, cancer is just running rampant, it seems, lately. Which is like, what is going on?
I know.
And I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm like, number one, I got to get up and pray every day and ask for, keep me healthy, please keep me healthy. And I pray for my friends every day and my family every day, because I'm all my family has. Both of my parents have passed now. My mom passed away of lung cancer, and my dad passed away of COVID suddenly. So so it's like, they both should still be here, but they're not. And it is what it is. But with my kids, their dad he's not a dad. So I am everything to them. And so we even talked about it just 3 nights ago. If something ever happened to me, they wouldn't know what to do. I'm everything. So I have to stay healthy. I have to stay strong in my faith and know that he's going to I got things to do. I got things to do and lives to change. I believe I can make this world better every single day, one person at a time. And then once my kids started working in the business, that made me drive it even more. Because now it's like, if I don't grow this, then what do they do with their lives? Because now they're coming in.
So is it fair to say that you're now I get where God came in your life.
Yep.
It's just awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking that your drive really has a lot to do with your children.
Oh, all the way.
Yeah.
All the way.